Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses in New York, or if you are already doing it, how to grow your business. So we are going to have a radio meeting tonight, and the topic of discussion is something interesting, and they are the top 5 reasons, I hope I remember all 5, what keeps people from being successful in this business. I don't know if I'm going to remember them all. I prepared a whole presentation for tonight. So let's talk about a few of the obvious ones. So the first is fear. And fear comes in a lot of different forms. So the obvious one is fear of failure, right? Because that happens in any business, right? People are afraid they're going to start something and they're going to fail. And it's definitely not specific to the real estate business. It is something that happens anytime somebody starts a business, or anytime somebody starts anything. But in real estate, what I find is there's also a lot of people have fear of success, and what that means is they're afraid on a sort of tactical basis that a seller's going to say yes to them and they're not going to know what to say, and they're also sometimes on a more broad basis they're afraid of success because there's some limiting belief in their minds. So it could be something in their mind as simple as their mother told them that all rich people are jerks and they can't get rich because this thing's in their head. I had an experience with this where I really went back in 1997. I went up and was making a lot more money every single year, and then somebody said something to me very very innocently that screwed up my brain, and I went back to making very little money right after that. So that's just a limiting belief in your head about success. But there's also beliefs that people have about am I going to be able to speak correctly, or am I going to be able to convert this seller into a deal? Also, people think that maybe if I'm buying a property at a discount, maybe I'm taking advantage of a seller, right? If I can buy something so cheap that I can then wholesale it out to another investor, if I'm getting rich and somebody else is getting poor, if you believe that, right? If you believe that for you to get rich, other people have to get poor, and there's a lot of people in this country who believe that, you're never going to be rich, ever, unless you're a jerk, right? Because assuming you're a good person, you don't want to take advantage of people, right? And I had that limiting belief for a while. So for the first 4 years that I did this, I didn't market direct to seller, because I really believed that anybody who markets direct to seller and makes some money as a wholesaler was somebody who was like taking advantage, stealing from widows and orphans. And it's not true. And I finally figured out that we provide certainty and convenience for sellers, and they understand they're going to make less money because of it. And in that regard, it's really like any other transaction, right? When you go to Starbucks, spend $6 on a coffee, the coffee costs Starbucks 15 cents, but you want the convenience of not having to buy the machinery and grind the beans and deal with all that crap, and you're willing to pay, 50 times what the actual value is for the certainty and convenience that Starbucks provide. And we do exactly the same thing. And if you really break it down, every single transaction you make in a capitalist society is somebody trading convenience and certainty for some kind of money on some level. Now, another thing that you have to overcome is weakness, right? Because it's a business where you're going to get beat down. Sellers are going to tell you to drop dead. Sellers are going to be tough on you. You're going to have deals that you think are deals that don't turn into deals. You're going to have people who send you on wild goose chase. I'm pretty good at weeding out the bad joke appointments, but sometimes I go on them. I went on an appointment the other day, and I get there, I ask for John. She goes, John 12. And my leads manager sort of knew that the kid might have been jerking around. But I'm saying you can't get upset by that. So you need to be strong and persevere over stupid things like that. Also, you think a deal's going to happen and it doesn't happen. That can be soul crushing, right? You have to persevere over that. Oh God, there was so many more things and I don't remember them all. What else is there? I would honestly go and look at some of the things in the slides, but if I do that, I'm going to shut off the Facebook Live. Things you have to. So another one is impatience, right? This business takes a long time, despite what you see online, where you see some guy say, "Hey, I just made $12,000 doing this for 2 weeks." It takes a really long time, and in New York, it takes even longer. So I can tell you that after 4 years of buying at auction and renovating a lot of properties, I had money coming in from those properties. I had experience, and I started marketing direct to seller. It took me 9 months to see a dime from it. Now, for a lot of people, they get into something and they look on the internet, and some dude in North Carolina tells them, this is going to take 3 months, they wouldn't have waited 9 months. And I was spending a lot of money on marketing. So you need to be patient, right? I tell everyone you need to think in terms of 12 to 18 months before you see any return. There are exceptions, but you need to be patient. You need to be persistent, consistent. What happens a lot is people start doing some kind of marketing. They don't see the results they anticipated, and then they stop. And marketing is really momentum based. The more you do it, the better it is. I just got hopefully a deal. I didn't sign the contract yet, but I think I will, on somebody that I spoke to in 2018, right? So what are we, 2022? It's 3 or 4 years ago. And the truth is that there are so many fly-by nights that come into the business who get into it and then jump out of it. And they're never going to get those deals, right? Because they're not in it long enough to get those deals. What the hell were some other things? So, I think another thing that kept people from getting into what is people that keep... I wish I really remembered it. I'm speaking about it tonight for a while, but I don't remember all the issues. There's a lot of things that keep people from... So impatience, I would say, is the number one reason that people don't get into the business. Get into the business and then give up. And then fear is the reason people never start. Paralysis by analysis is another one. So there's a tremendous amount of information on the internet from people who do what I do. And if you take them all, you can spend all day trying to analyze what you're supposed to do. And I would say 90% of it is noise that really does not help your business. What it does is involve you in things that you don't have to be doing. You really should only be learning from somebody who does it in New York, maybe me, or you should be marketing. That's it when you start. All the things that people spend their time worrying about, so building a buyer's list, getting funding, designing a logo, getting business cards, all of that stuff is not necessary to be done in the beginning. You can do it after you get a deal, or after at least the seller says yes to you and agrees to your price. So it's important that you avoid paralysis by analysis by focusing on the things that only on the few things you should be doing. And that only things, and I say this to people and they still don't, nobody listens to me, but the only things you should be doing when you start are learning, and learning from someone who does it in New York and not from somebody who does it in Phoenix, not from somebody who does it in North Carolina, so from somebody who does it in New York, and marketing. That's it. Focus on marketing plan, marketing budget, and stick to it, and pick a budget you can stick with for 18 months. 18 months. Hopefully you certainly should be getting some leads and appointments before that, but before you actually receive any return on your investment, it could be 18 months. And I know people don't want to hear it. I know they want to hear, this will work in 30 days, 60 days to $1 million. I know people want to hear that. But I have a hard time bullshitting people when it comes to that, because I know it's not true. And I know that if you have that in mind, you're going to start and you're going to quit, because 6 months in, you're going to look at your budget and go, I haven't gotten one deal yet. And I can tell you, 6 months into doing marketing direct to seller back in, what was it? So I was in 2017, I didn't have a dime, not a dime back from it. So I would highly recommend you think in terms of 12 to 18 months. And if you're persistent and you know what you're doing, which you will over time, you'll get better at it. You will get a deal within 12 to 18 months if you're doing the right things. I just spoke to somebody today who told me he's texting, but I could tell from how many texts he's sent, from what he told me, he's not sending out enough texts to get a deal. And texting is a much easier way to go about this. But calling is a much better way, because you're actually having conversations with people. Okay, I'm not getting into that now. I definitely missed something important, but I forgot. I apologize. Now, if you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in my course that teaches how to do what I do, go to howtoflipnewyorkcourse.com. If you're interested in finding out more about one-on-one coaching, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any channel, please click the thumbs up. Thumbs up really help me. And what is it? And please keep the comments coming. I go live 5 times a week. I don't always know what to say, so the comments really help me. You can ask any question about anything. Doesn't even have to be about the video you're watching. And if it's an easy answer, I'll just reply. If it's something I've covered before, I'll send the links to the videos. I just sent out a couple of links to earlier videos. And if it's something new, then I will do a new video on it. So thank you very, very much for watching.